Now at 5, a false alarm forced the evacuation of part of Bellevue University this morning. A text message went out telling students and staff to take cover. Good evening, I'm Craig DeGrelli.
And I'm Jennifer Griswold. The words active shooter will send shivers up your spine pretty much every time. Senior reporter Jake Wazakowski has been at the school all day and tells us what it turned out to be.
Then we got scared.
A mistake by a student leads to panic at Bellevue University. It all started at 9:30. An active shooter alert goes out to staff and students, as well as police. You can imagine the scare. When police arrive at the building, they find people hiding before they're evacuated. Officers swept room by room, only to find no threat. Heidi Deeden was in a faculty meeting on the 3rd floor.
The very first thing I did was I had just told my daughter I loved her before this happened. So I did it again. And I sent one out to my son, too, so that's the very first thing I think about.
The university had active shooter training in May. From that drill, they added a number for someone to call if an active shooter was on campus. Apparently, a student misunderstood the message on the phones and dialed it.
That's our top priority is everyone's safety in the campus community, and we're just really glad that it had a very positive outcome and everybody responded exactly the way they should have.
People on campus feel it's an important system to have, but wonder if it can take away from other emergencies.
I felt bad for the waste of resources for the local law enforcement, who I'm sure they needed to be somewhere else doing something important.
Police say if there was an active shooter, you want to make it as easy as possible to notify them.
I would rather it be an error and respond than the opposite.
Again, everyone was safe, and officials say that the system worked. Bellevue Public Schools were on lockout as a precaution. That means that school went on as normal, but no one was let in or out of the buildings. Reporting in Bellevue, Jake Wazakowski, 3 News Now.
A terrible crash in Waterloo this afternoon. Let's take a look together.